So now, when you're ready to understand your niche, let me show you how I understood mine, because that is who you authentically are. You are your niche, you are your brand. So let's just unravel who you are. And that's, as you can see on your graph, I created it for you, so you can actually take a screenshot of, your own on genekeys.com, and then see the pathways. And as you see, your life's work, your conscious sun, your evolution, conscious earth, your genius, and vocation, north node is what makes up your niche. So here's how I did mine, and hopefully this is a good example for you to do your own and then attract yourself to you. So the niche is embodying your conscious sun, right? Your brand, grounding in your conscious earth, moving in the direction of your north node as your guiding star and the guiding compass, the general direction, and speaking your conscious Mercury. So what does that look like? And this is an example, and you can see that in your backend access when you're coaching with us, and you just do it with your own. So you write your name and then find, right, for me it's Dasha brand, and then I go find where Dasha's brand is, and then I post it in here, and Dasha conscious earth, and yada yada yada. So embodying conscious sun. So here's my brand, my life's work, how I shine this light to the world, right? The stamp, the legacy that I leave on the world is 27.2. I'm the planetary healer, the empowered caregiver, and it's all about miraculous giving. So I am here to preach the fact that you got to heal yourself before you can help other people. And I have a knack for investments, right? And through this line too, I got to show up in a very sexy way, right? Wild, natural passion fuels passion, beauty in the form, flow, sexiness, inspiring. So the way that I project myself through social media and marketing is very free, full of passion, the writing, the music, the explosion of who I am, right? This is what sells. Open-hearted, totally authentic. So then now grounding in my earth, my genius, how I radiate health through my body and my aura is through a loving touch, bypassing the mind. So when I'm embracing in order to be able to embrace my dark side, which is that sphere here, I have to be in total aliveness with all of my senses, right? I got to learn how to live with the unexpected and stay open-minded as possible. So totality is a balance between extreme shadows, between extremely not being able to adapt to change and not being able to commit to not being able to be commitment. So the 28th Jinki moves from the shadow of purposelessness to the city of immortality through the path of totality, right? So this means that I'm here to hold nothing back, right? It's about showing the truth in my life. So I got to live my life totally without any judgments, without any flinching, without any hesitation, just trusting and knowing, right, that my destiny is perfect, exactly as it is right now. And I got to remember that fear is simply a vibration, a frequency that emerges from the chemistry of the body. So when I change my chemistry, I change the fear. So here it is all about physical touch. This is why I love Tantra, the armoring, full body orgasm, because the physical touch and the breath work releases fear, right? It bypasses the mind. So as I breathe more deeply, over time, fear subsides. So breath brings awareness, and awareness is a great softener. It melts the fear, right? So I love this regular loving touch and breath. This is how I ground, right? And the gift of totality, all lives is a stage. So the gift of totality displays a genius for really being alive and calls out for me to play a part, right? What am I, the lover, the emperor, the janitor, whatever it is? What's my plot line? I got to give myself to it completely. I got to be original. So whatever life is calling out for me to do, I just got to play totally and embrace all of life, all of nature, both the pleasure and the pain, the total sense of all the gifts, right? So then I'm moving in the direction of the north node, right? As my north guiding star, guiding compass, the general direction, the vocation, the greatest gift and talent and share with the world, and the collective wound that I'm carrying. So mine was fighting through hardships, a noble life, thunder below and lightning above. I am the true shaman, and I'm a deep contemplator, and I surrender being human, right? To being human. So in other words, once I've given up my everyday life and like what everything means, the divine starts to operate through me through valorous acts, right? Through courage and love. They just simply happen, right? So the 21st gene key moves from the shadow of control to the city of valor, right? So from control to courage and love, and its way of authority, right? So I'm moving toward releasing control, right? By simply allowing for manifestations to unfold as they are, right? In a holistic approach. So the shadow here in my niche is the hierarchy, the demise of a hierarchy. The shadow of control is about leadership. It invites me to take this inspired actions and be decisive. So yet the shadow tendency is to be indecisive and a follower. So I gotta head in the direction of being completely unique individual, right? Original. So the gift of authority is the authority of submission. So when we rise with authority, we leave the old games of control and competition behind. We take a stand for something nobler in life. We throw all our energy into something higher. Not that we become arrogant or get beyond ourselves, but the deep inside ourselves, we re-imprint our energies. We starve the shadow into submission, and we feed those higher aspirations of the soul. So life supplies us exactly with what we need, right? With all the tests and all the resources we need in order to step into our power and realize that we are gods, goddesses, creator, creatrixes, right? So I'm on the path with my niche understanding to live courageously with love and an open heart, to give up the identity and attachments and even the attachment to this body into this limitless light. Okay, and now how do I speak this? How do I show this up online? How does my conscious Mercury work? And how do I broadcast my message? That's the Mercury is the way that you communicate, broadcast the message. That's the way people want to see, right? So the way that I broadcast my message is through arousing shock, right? Is helping people venture into the unknown. So courageous acts, they directly help people penetrate the shield of the heart. So I'm here to show that through shocking experiences, you can open your heart, right? Shock transformation. And what's considered shock transformation? Anything that is shocking, that is different than the everyday life, any kind of courageous acts. I'm here to demonstrate to just go and do it.